Hey there, everybody. Today is Saturday, and I'm joined by a young friend of ours from Market. His name is Trenton, um, which coincidentally is the capital of the state where I grew up. And he's here today to lend me a younger back for some of the projects that we're working on,
I don't know about
and
my back.
also beef up his little noodle arms, and yeah, just hang out, catch up with a friend from Market, and provide some entertainment for the day. So let's show you guys what we're doing today. So what you're looking at is the bucket of the grapes that my neighbor gave us. We got about a 40% success rate on those cuttings, which, given the season, you know, some grapes is better than no grapes. But so where we are in terms of the larger scope, you can see the bachelor coop up there, the little orange structure, and we are just in the woods past the berm that we've been building to catch the runoff from the pond. And we are at the base of this little tree here that 2 years ago I bent over in sort of a archway because I knew that I wanted this to be a pathway and I knew that I wanted some kind of transitional space. And so today we are going to plant a couple of grapes at the base of this guy, and we're going to train them up to it. And they're actually going to get a little interplanting of garlic because as we were looking through, you can see this very clear channel here, and there's a hole that's about the size of a quarter to a half dollar, that just keeps going down and straight towards the mulch pile right there, which is like a perfect vole habitat. And so I don't mind them aerating the forest soil, and I don't mind them eating the grubs and chewing on some of the woody materials, but these grapes are a slightly higher value plant for me. And so what we're going to be doing is just interplanting some of the smaller garlics that I have, and we're going to stick those in the area as well with the grapes in the hopes of kind of just convincing those voles to not bother with my grape. So we're going to get that in place and check back with you in a minute. So we are back. We are in a different section of the forest garden now. So the major tractor path comes along that way and goes down towards the pond area. You might be able to make out some of the landscape stairs that are right over in there. And what we have done is planted this other grape right next to this here oak that is currently bent. And some of you may be seeing like, what's that chain and the ratchet strap? So what we're doing is we're just very, very gently training this tree that got pulled over by this tree that fell a few years ago. And what we're doing is cutting small notches and then just kind of ratcheting it back a little bit at a time and then giving it some rest. I do want to go and get a better ratchet rope pulley system. I'd love to have one with a longer handle. But so part of the selection that we're doing is picking the right grape for the right spot. And so this guy had a fork to it. And so I wanted to give it an opportunity to train up the tree as it starts. If this one survives the winter and thrives, it'll start moving up, and this will all thicken. And I mean, we can either twine something or wrap, some pulled bittersweet around this to give the grape something else to trellis with. But this feels like the grape should try, albeit slowly, to kind of capture some of the sun that comes up in this section of sky over the course of the summer and fall. And the aspect is, over here at this time of year. But so We'll talk more about vines in food forests in an upcoming video, but I try to place them sporadically and rarely and smartly. Intelligently, not dumbly. That's not a word, guys. So it's picking the right shape of plant for the right position in your garden. And sometimes that's just a matter of aesthetics, and it's how you feel about how a space is coming together or what it could be. This natural archway was created by a falling tree, and now what I can do is choose to either, cut this tree out and remove it from the landscape, or I can cut it to a good length to be able to position it in such a way as to turn it into a greater archway that I can fit through. We're using a staircase tread log as bracing for it, and I'll make a few more cuts going down that side. And I think, right in here, you can see a couple of the slits, and as this tree gets pulled closer and closer, these will seal up more and more. You can see that the cambium is reconnected again. And so while it is a little bit of trauma for this tree, we're able to ensure through our practices that the connective tissue that transports nutrients and water is still able to perform that function. We've got additional growing tips that will continue to push out. So if we were able to, say, sink this end about here, that guy will be able to spread out and shade this, which will create a more moist microclimate here and give us direct leaf drop, and it's like a good improv sketch. It's all yes and. So consider what the shape you feel is, and then lean into that. It can be informative, and if it doesn't work, I can just come in here and cut it back and take it out of the way and put something else in, or just count on another beech growing up and becoming a new tree for me to train that grape on. So yeah, we're gonna keep plugging away, and
bye.
What do I always say at the end of every video, Trenton?
Shoot. Thanks for watching and keep planting.
Ah, you were close.
Ah, man. I should have it memorized. This is a revision. Happy planting.
There we go.
Yeah.
You guys have a great one. We'll catch you soon.